walk through the files that are going to be part of your recipe book, just to make sure that we're all on the same page in terms of what's going to be in there. Now, when you open up the recipe book zip, you're going to get this folder, recipe book, and there is going to be a list of files. That's just a rich text document. That's the only one in here that isn't an HTML document and isn't part of your actual site structure. So basically everything except this recipe book file list should be up on your FTP server by the time we're done with this project. Now, I'm going to just walk through what's in that list. So this just tells you what should be inside. So you should have your about, your contributors, and it tells you a little bit about what should be on each of the pages as well. These are all kind of blank files that have a little bit of text that says, add some real or fake info about you, list other people from class and link to their recipe books. So when you guys do your peer feedback, ask each other if you can link to that person's recipe book so that you can have a unordered list of other people and other recipe books. You're going to have a folder with your images in it. And right now it's got these ones, your quinoa white chicken chili, salsa verde, spicy Thai kale salad, and then you're going to add other images that'll go inside this folder. You've got your index page, you've got a folder for recipes, and again, you've got 3 that are already in here, quinoa white chicken chili, salsa verde, and spicy Thai kale salad. You're going to need to mark these guys up as well as adding 2 of your own. The recipes page will list these 3 recipes plus the 2 you add. Then our tips folder right now has our mango page. You're going to mark that guy up. And then the tips page, which will have the mango one that's already here, and then your tip, which you will add in here as well. So again, you can see this just tells you what should be in there. Now, when you open these files up, you'll notice that there's basically just some plain text in here. So your about page, the about should be about the recipe book project, have a photo, some kind of picture or an icon, an avatar of you, and then a little profile about yourself. And, you can make up stuff about you and your interest in cooking. Think about, the type of site you might want to make. And if that isn't who you are, that's fine. Make up a personality. This can be it's just like an avatar. This can be like a fake version of you. That's absolutely fine. But you'll note that even though this says HTML, it's not an HTML page. So you are going to need to go in. You can either grab your template or, maybe you remember what the structure is. You're going to copy that. You'll need to, maybe pop that down a few lines, paste. Maybe I can take that. I'm going to stick that in the body. But no, you're going to need to mark it up. So again, remember, we're going to be doing our semantic markup. So think about sections. Is this guy going to have a nav? And then that should be maybe the same on every page. It should be the same on every page. And then, there's going to be maybe the main. And then that's going to go in the main. And, what other sections are there going to be? The about page is probably not going to have as much as everybody else. But then you can go in and, you can add notes to yourself as you go. Just remember that by the time you're done, this will need to be fully marked up. With your content and save as you go, but you can just kind of keep marking the page up as you're going and as you add things in. But remember that all of these inside of your recipe book, none of them have the content marked up yet. So you can see link to the recipe books, and again, you can use their pages. So ask them what it's going to be, what their URL is going to be. You can place those in there. And as we get to some of these, you can see these ones have started to be marked up, but you might need to go in and you might need to edit some of this stuff. And you can see that these ones have been started, but you'll need to add in some of your own styling to them. You can see some are more marked up than others. So you can use some of these as a template for some of the other ones, or you can restyle this however makes the most sense to you. But you want to make sure that by the end, it does need to match this exact file structure. You can't decide to take the recipes in here out and put them on the top level. You'll lose points for that. It does need to fit this exact file structure in order, and you need to make sure you have the correct number of everything in those places. So you can always refer back to this file list in there to make sure that you've got all of the pieces that you need by the time that we're done.